Hey there, and welcome. Today we are diving into one of the most crucial ideas in all of physics. It's a concept that explains how everything moves, from a car speeding up on the highway to the very planet we're standing on. So, let me ask you a question. What could possibly connect a sports car launching off the line, an apple tumbling from a tree, and the Earth as it swings around the sun? It seems like they have nothing in common, but there is one single fundamental idea that links them all. And that big idea? It's acceleration. Now, we throw that word around all the time, right? But in physics, it means something very, very specific. It's really the science of how things change their speed, or even more precisely, how they change their velocity. Okay, so let's get the official definition out of the way. Acceleration is the rate at which velocity changes. It's not just about being fast, it's about how quickly you're getting fast, or how quickly you're slowing down. Any change in velocity over time, that's acceleration.
Listed are the main insights for the heading discussed. Note them specifically since they are highly relevant for exams.
And here's something that's absolutely key to understanding this. Acceleration is a vector. What does that mean? It means it has a size, a magnitude, and a direction. So yeah, stepping on the gas is acceleration, but so is hitting the brakes. And here's the one people often forget. Even turning a corner at a steady speed is a form of acceleration, because your direction is changing. What's really wild is the sheer range of accelerations we see out there in the universe. I mean, just look at these numbers. You've got the almost unimaginable acceleration of an electron zipping around a nucleus, and then you have the gut-wrenching force of a car crash. It's the same physical concept, just playing out on totally different, mind-blowing scales.
Okay, so how do we actually describe all of this with numbers? How do we calculate it? Well, let's jump into the math and see how one simple equation and a graph can make this whole concept crystal clear.
Believe it or not, it all boils down to this one elegant little formula. A equals delta V over delta T. That little triangle, the delta symbol, it's just the Greek letter physicists used to mean change in. So it's literally just the change in velocity divided by the time it took for that change to happen. That's it. And if you're a visual person, this graph is for you. If you plot an object's velocity over a period of time, its acceleration is just the slope, or the steepness of that line. So a really steep line means you're accelerating like crazy. A gentler slope means a more gradual acceleration. And a completely flat horizontal line, well, that means your velocity isn't changing at all. Zero acceleration. Now, in the real world, acceleration can be all over the place. But to really get a handle on things, physicists love to start with a simplified, ideal case. We call it uniform or constant acceleration. Uniform acceleration just means your velocity changes by the exact same amount every single second. So, think about a car getting on the highway. If it picks up 5 miles per hour of speed every second, that's uniform acceleration. And it turns out this perfect steady case isn't just a thought experiment, it's incredibly useful for describing one of the most common forces we experience every day.
These are the vital facts linked to this section. Study them thoroughly as they are vital for examination point of view.
And that brings us to the most famous, most important example of constant acceleration there is, gravity. Check out this amazing photo. It's made by a flashing strobe light, and it captures a deep, fundamental truth about our universe. If you can ignore air resistance, it doesn't matter what an object is made of or how much it weighs. Everything falls with the exact same constant acceleration. And that constant acceleration has a special number. We call it g, the acceleration of free fall. Here on the surface of the Earth, its value is about 9.81 meters per second squared. So what does that mean? It means for every second something is falling, its speed increases by another 9.81 meters per second. Of course, this idea has a legendary origin story. We're talking about Galileo at the Leaning Tower of Pisa. The story goes that he dropped 2 different weights from the top of the tower and they both hit the ground at the same time. This was a radical idea that completely changed how we understood the world. That's a great story, But it's not just a story. How do we actually prove this in a modern lab? Let's take a look at how scientists can measure G with incredible precision. You know, the basic concept is actually pretty simple. You take an object, like a little steel ball, and you drop it from a very specific measured height. Then, you just have to time how long it takes to fall. The real trick, though, is timing it precisely, because it all happens in the blink of an eye. To get that kind of precision, scientists use some really clever tools. On the left, you can see a setup that uses electronic light gates. A ball falls, breaks the top beam, which starts a timer, and then breaks the bottom beam, which stops it. Super accurate. And on the right, you see a setup for that strobe flash photography we mentioned earlier, which lets us see the ball's position at perfectly equal moments in time.
And this image is the beautiful result. This is the proof right here. The time between each flash of the strobe is exactly the same. But look at the distance the ball travels between each flash. The gap gets bigger and bigger and bigger. That is a perfect visual representation of an object speeding up. Its acceleration, caught on camera.
All right, we have covered a ton of ground here, from the basic definition all the way to lab experiments. So let's slow down and recap the absolute key points you should take away from all this.
So, first and foremost, remember that acceleration is the rate of change of velocity, and it's a vector. It has direction. Second, on a velocity time graph, the acceleration is just the slope of the line. Third, and this is a big one, near Earth, everything in free fall has the same constant acceleration, g, which is about 9.81 meters per second squared. And finally, that this isn't just a theory, it's a value we can test and measure ourselves. Which leaves us with one last, really interesting question to think about. If all objects really do accelerate downwards at the same rate, then why in the real world does a feather float gently to the ground while a hammer just plummets straight down? The answer involves a force we've been ignoring up until now, and that is a great topic for another time.
The screen highlights important terms for this topic, arranged based on various exam boards. These keywords require strong focus during preparation due to their importance and must not be overlooked at all. Additionally, there is a past paper review for each board and paper category. Pay attention to this as well, it will greatly enhance your preparation. Moreover, try to understand how each keyword works in context instead of just memorizing it alone. Practicing these terms regularly in past questions will improve your accuracy and exams outcomes.
Please subscribe our channel to get more educational videos. Thank you.